Assumptions about life. 1. The universe is generally friendly. This view holds that the wider reality tends toward support rather than hostility. A supportive backdrop invites trust and resilience, and it encourages steadier choices in the face of uncertainty. 2. The world you know is part of a much larger universe. That larger context points to humility and perspective. It reminds each person that current experience is only a small portion of what exists. 3. There are things you do not know and never will know. There are truths one does not yet know and some one may never know. Accepting those limits keeps pride in check and keeps curiosity active. 4. People are innately good. People begin with a bent toward care, fairness, and cooperation. This stance promotes patience and generosity when others fall short. 5. You are unique and valuable. Uniqueness affirms that no one is a copy. Value affirms that everyone has a place and a purpose given by their higher power. 6. You are part of something greater than yourself. That larger belonging can be a community, a tradition, or a purpose that transcends self. Seeing that link reduces isolation and spreads responsibility. 7. You cannot change what happens, only your reaction to it. What remains within reach is the response. This distinction redirects energy from trying to rewrite events to shaping character under pressure. 8. It is never too late to change. This belief keeps doors open for renewal even after long habits have set in. 9. Anyone can learn the skills needed to live a good life. A good life involves competence in thinking, relating, choosing, and acting. No one is excluded from learning those skills. 10. Living well is learned and practiced. To live well, one trains mindsets and behaviors test by test. Improvement comes through repetition and reflection. 11. Learning new skills requires commitment. Commitment means steady effort over time and willingness to endure setbacks. Without that pledge, progress stalls. 12. You live well through clear thinking and good habits. Clear thinking means seeing facts as they are, naming assumptions, and checking conclusions. Good habits are repeated actions that support health, relationships, and purpose. 13. Happiness and meaning arise from living well. They are outcomes rather than starting points. When thought and habit align with core values, a sense of joy and significance follows. 14. You can live a happy and meaningful life. The path is accessible to anyone who chooses to cultivate it. It does not require perfect circumstances. 15. You are loved and all is well. That assurance stabilizes the heart during strain and sustains hope. Taken together, these assumptions invite steady confidence. They rest on a view of the universe that tilts friendly, a view of human beings as fundamentally good, and a view of each person as valuable and connected. They also rest on a sober grasp of limits and control, where one cannot redraw events but can shape response. The emphasis falls on learnable skills and practiced habits that generate better lives. Practical effects emerge when these assumptions guide choices. If people are basically good, then one can expect cooperation and invest in trust. If each person is valuable, then policies and relationships should reflect dignity. If life sits within a larger whole, then personal aims should align with shared purposes and long horizons. A clear boundary between events and responses focuses attention on agency. Events may not be malleable, but reactions can be trained. For example, when a plan collapses near a deadline, the person who accepts that the outcome arrived and then regulates breath, clarifies next steps, and seeks help experiences more control than the person who blames the world and freezes. The belief that it is never too late to change fuels persistence. It shifts motivation from quick fixes to enduring growth. Learners keep going when they know that the door remains open to new skills, even after years of doing things another way. Seeing living well as learned and practiced reframes success. Talent or luck no longer dominate the outcome. Practice becomes the path. Routine small actions, such as setting time to reflect or checking assumptions before reacting, create compounding benefits. Commitment becomes the hinge of progress. Commitment is more than desire. It is consistent follow-through despite obstacles. Without it, even accurate ideas and noble aims drift. With it, even modest efforts accumulate into real change. The link between clear thinking, good habits, and life outcomes offers a reliable compass. Clear thinking reduces mental fog and rash impulses. Good habits translate values into daily behavior. Together, they form a loop where insight informs action and action refines insight. The promise that happiness and meaning arise from living well counters the chase for quick pleasure. It ties positive feeling to sound living rather than chance events. For example, a person who builds the habit of honest dialogue and patient listening often finds deeper relationships and a more durable sense of purpose than one who relies on short bursts of distraction. Belonging to something greater anchors responsibility. When individuals see themselves as part of a larger story, they act with broader consequences in mind. That belonging reduces anxiety because the self does not carry every burden alone. The conviction that the universe is friendly strengthens courage. It lowers the default expectation of threat. This does not deny hardship. It frames hardship as navigable, and it places setbacks within a larger pattern that tends to support growth. Trust in the innate goodness of people guides forgiveness and partnership. It invites second chances while still holding boundaries. It treats missteps as chances to repair rather than permanent judgments. Affirming unique value curbs comparison. It frees energy for contribution. When people stop measuring worth against others, they can invest in their own practice of living well, which benefits communities as well. Together, these assumptions create a coherent stance. They argue that limits are real, agency resides in response, growth remains open, skills can be learned, and practice produces outcomes. They rest on dignity and connection, and they point toward happiness and meaning as consequences of sound living. These assumptions outline a way to live that is calm, capable, and hopeful. The next step is to choose one skill to practice with commitment and to shape daily responses according to clear thinking and good habits.